Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
I've got a lot of grandbabies, like a lot. And when it comes to finding a gift for each of them, it could add up. But this year, while I was making my way through Walmart, I realized I don't have to spend a lot to get the gifts they'll love.
An OPI mini mani set. I'm gonna do so much nail art.
Oh, yeah! A Lego set! My own Walla water bottle!
Ooh, and that's just half of them.
Shop great gifts they're sure to love for $25 and under at Walmart.
Skibidi-da-da, da-da-da-da. Skibidi-da-da, da-da-da-da. Skibidi-ba-ba, da-da-da-da. A skibidi-doo-bidi-da. Skibidi-doo-bidi-da. Skibidi-doo-bidi-da, ba, da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-boo-boo. Welcome back to the Distract Me Please podcast. I'm your host, Brianna Silva, and today I am here by myself because I'm always here talking about myself. Oh my gosh, I have to sneeze. It's so bad. Well, I did it. I am back here by myself, hanging out by myself, chilling by myself because it is what we do. Because if it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. And for the first time in a very long time, I am here with not a single thought in mind. Oh my God, the battery on my camera is already dying. 2 minutes in, and the battery on my camera is already dying. The other battery, dead. This is why I don't do video podcasts. You know what? If the video cuts, we'll just go full audio. It's okay. It's fine. I'm just getting the hang of video podcasting again. As you already know, if you're a longtime listener, we're back on the We're back on the squeaky chair. And if you're like, Brianna, why are you wearing shades? Because I didn't want to do my makeup, because I have to do my makeup in roughly 2 hours because I have a meeting to attend to. Big things, big jobs, big networking, function, meeting, whatever you want to call it. Don't mind the gaming headphones, okay? I need to listen to the audio as it goes. Hold on, wait. If you're new here, girl, this is a podcast about my life, about my mess. We just sit here and talk. We sit here and ramble. I'm the background noise as you do something. I don't know. As you I want to list off so many things, but moving forward, this podcast is going to be on YouTube. So we got to clean it up ever so slightly. It's already been cleaned. Okay. It's not like this podcast has the worst of the worst on it, but sometimes I just want to be dare I say loose lip. Dare I say I want to be saying the most wild, outlandish things. And if you're a longtime listener, I'll say the most wild, outlandish things, but can't do that. Can't do that. We're working on it, girl. Especially because okay, if you're new here, hey, clock it. Moral of the story is, do you like my sparkly mic? Do you like my sparkly earrings? And do you like my, where is the girl, it's a mess, it's a mess, it's a mess. This is a man's world. 3 minutes in and we haven't said anything of substance. Point being, okay, new updates coming to the Distract Me Please podcast. We're now going to be on YouTube. I'm really holding myself down to that commitment. I know I've said it in the past where I've been oh, I might be on YouTube. I might be on YouTube. We're officially on YouTube, babes. We're officially doing it. YouTube has made it so much easier to have a podcast on YouTube. So we're officially on YouTube. So if this is your first time listening to me and you're here on YouTube, hey. Second thing second, I have been up since 7:20 in the morning. It is currently 2 p.m. I'm hitting my midday slump. So you know what that means? That's ASMR for my audio only listeners. You know what? I don't think I talk about them often. Okay, Magic Mind. I'm about to take hold on. Let me do the beauty influencer thing where I like hold it up to the camera. So for those listening, I have a matcha shot from Magic Mind. They have the cutest packaging. That's one thing I have to say about Magic Mind. All of their packages, so freaking cute. So this is a matcha shot. And it has like, so the point of it is to be able to get the caffeine boost without like the caffeine jitters. So like no heart palpitations and anything. And if you've been a long time listener, you know, I like, it's not that I'm caffeine, long-term use of a lot of caffeine, I start to feel it. I am so caffeine sensitive with long-term use. So if I have a cup of coffee a day, forget it. After a week, heart palpitations, can't sleep, anxiety through the roof. And so I always have to watch my caffeine intake, especially because I like to take pre-workout to go to the gym. Horrible. I always do like the full scoop or 2 scoops, but I've been really watching my caffeine consumption because again, heart palpitations, it's a whole thing. It becomes a whole mess. And so Magic Mind has been the thing that I like to go to because I always forget how many milligrams of caffeine is in here. I believe it's 50. If it's not 50, it's 55 milligrams. And I'm going to be honest, I can't read this with the shades on. I believe 55 milligrams of caffeine in this. Honestly, so we're about to take it. Clink, clink, girly. So this is my little green tea shot. If you're taking actual shots, cheers, babe. Oh, I just spilled it. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything will go fine. I'm not upset at all. Cheers. Because if I think about it too much, I'm going to be upset. Ugh. It's not the best tasting shot, in my opinion. To me, it definitely tastes healthy, but I like that that's why it's in shot formation. Because, I mean, anything that's like a shot, you know, them ginger shots for like immunity and stuff. Anything that's a shot, I just expect it to not taste good, right? Even alcohol shots, a little lemon drop shot tastes amazing, but it tears up your stomach. Anything that's a shot, not necessarily great, right? So, but I still like it. I got this off. I'm about to say the cringiest thing. I promise this isn't sponsored, but I'm about to say the cringiest thing. They're on TikTok Shop now. You can get them through TikTok Shop because the first time that I got them, the first time I got the shots, I think it took me like 2 weeks to get them. But through TikTok Shop, it actually only took a couple of days. And guys, I promise this isn't sponsored. I just really like this brand. They recently came out with gummies. And I just like that it's an alternative to like caffeine and stuff. And I'm a matcha girly through and through because, again, watching the caffeine consumption because caffeine will literally put me in a grave. But actually, that's how this company was started because the CEO of this company, he would drink a cup of coffee, have a lot of caffeine throughout the day, and then he ended up in the hospital because of heart issues. And so he had to slow down on his caffeine consumption. And so he created Magic Mind as an alternative to have caffeine. And so there's like so many good things. There's like lion mane mushrooms, ashwagandha in here because it's also supposed to like help with stress and anxiety and not just like give you a boost of caffeine, but to also help you focus throughout the day. And I really, really love that. Like, I love Magic Mind. I will always sing their praises. But anyways, getting back to what we're here for. We're here for nothing. If you haven't figured it out yet, we're here for nothing. I have nothing to say. I am currently, okay, hold on. I have updates to make. Oh my God, this light is so bright. I am currently reading the second book of Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings. And if you've been a long-time listener, you know that I've talked about the Game of Thrones series before. And it was after I finished the first book. And I hated the book. I hated the first book because to me, if you've seen a Game of Thrones on HBO, formerly known as HBO Max, now currently known as Max, you would know that like this show, it gets a little crazy. Okay, there's incest, there's murder, there's a lot, there's sexual abuse, there's everything you can think of is in it. It's a very not safe for kids show, right? And so I expected that, and I still love the show for that. Like, I really, really, really love the show. But what surprised me is that I pulled my whole computer forward. Connie's behind me, and I had rolled the chair back, and I wanted to make sure I didn't roll over Connie. If you don't know who Connie is my crusty, white-eyed little dog, a Bichon Frise, and I love her and adore her. And if you have something against white, crusty-eyed dogs, I will fight you. But anyways, so reading the book, I expected much of the same. I didn't know how much they stuck to the book because I know season 8 was so bad that people were saying to read the book because the book doesn't have the same ending. So that's why I wanted to read it. I've been a reader. This is my 50th book of the year that I'm reading. And book 1, I hated it. I hated it because there was so much just... Basically, the book was worse than the TV show when it came to... Is raunchiness the correct word? Obscenity, whatever. Like, there was way more sexual abuse, way more graphic details. Truly, the TV show, the TV show clocked it down a few notches, and I'm assuming it's because it was on TV. The book didn't have to do that. The book did not have to withhold. And so I didn't like that because to me, it took away from the story. There was so much of that it just completely took away from the story. And in the TV show, they were really trying to build up women and really emphasize the story of women, in my opinion, because you had Daenerys, who was this child bride who got sold off by her brother, and she's basically, all these men are going at it trying to become kings, and then you have this woman who's rising up the ranks ever so slowly, and so she becomes one of like the favorite characters across the board with many people. I don't think it's just because of me, because I'm a woman. Most people love Daenerys if they love Game of Thrones. Jon Snow is also an amazing character. You know, you also have Arya Stark, who's like this, she's supposed to be a little sweet lady in training, but instead she wants to be a knight. She fights like a knight. You have Brienne of Tarth, who is literally like a 6 foot tall woman who's like, I am a knight, and what about it? So you have a lot of these strong female characters, and I felt like the TV show really focused on that, really focused on strong, powerful women within a society that was very aimed toward men, or really focused on men. And in the book, that emphasis isn't there. In the book, it's clear that George R.R. Martin was not making these women the star of the show. Like, they are the stars, just based off of book 1, but they are the stars, and they're still amazing characters, but their trials and tribulations are way worse than it was in the TV show. And yeah, it just, even though there's still the same amazing characters, there's more emphasis on the male characters, and there's more emphasis on women don't matter, and like, who cares? And I feel like you also see that in the chapters. It feels like the chapters are also not really focusing on their story the way the TV show did. And so I just wasn't prepared for that, I guess you can say. And I really hated it. But I love the TV show so much, so I wanted to finish the book series because I need my redemption arc for season 8. And I'm not just going to cut to the last book where season 8 starts, because I need to get the whole story, because I don't know how close to the book the TV show is. And it is, book 1 was almost copy paste. Book 2, there are characters that weren't even brought up in the TV show. There are the way things played out in the TV show is not how it played out in the book. Like, book two is already like, put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it. It's like, that's literally book 2. And so now I'm in love with book 2. And in my opinion, book 2 doesn't have as much of that damsel in distress story. Book 2, these women have already, they're not at their full potential of their power, but they've already found their voice. They're starting to find their voice. They've gone through the torture. Here's their comeback in book 2. And so that's where I feel like the TV shows beginned it. Hello? What beginned it? What was that word? I felt like the TV show kind of begins and shows you this woe is me characters, and very quickly you find out it's not woe is me. Whereas the book has a slower, and it's definitely because of more pages, the book has a slower process of like, these aren't damsel in distress. These are very strong women. And I just wasn't prepared for that on my part. And so now reading book 2, I'm only like 150 pages in. I'm in love with the series, and I'm definitely going to like the book more because I love the inner thoughts and the inner workings that I get to see from the characters, that I get to really live in their heads and not just like have the TV show where you have to have a certain look say everything that they're thinking. Instead, you get what they're thinking, and it's so freaking amazing. Seeing characters in a different light because, one, there's new characters that, again, aren't in the TV show, and 2, it adds more depth to characters. It adds more story. There's just so much more because you have pages and not an hour to basically tell a story. You have 785 pages across 5 books, I believe. I think all books except for the last one. I want to say the last one has to be like 800 or 900 pages, but so far the other books have been around the same thickness, and so the book 1 was like 700, book 2 is 785. So yeah, I've really been enjoying it, and I really enjoy the series, so I understand why now, like, okay, I get the hype. I get why people like the books more. But in just my personal opinion, season 1, so closely related to the book, like it's copy and paste. Season 2, they differ, but I prefer season 1, the TV show, over book 1. Book 2, I like it way better than the TV show already. I'm so excited. But yeah, that's how that's been going. And so I am so upset because I have the audiobook on the Libby app, which is a library app. And then I'm also reading the book because that's just what I like to do, right? Well, girl, I was reading, what book was I reading before this? Was it All the Girls I've Been? Yes. And I really, really, really like that book. All the Girls I've Been by Tessa something. Moral of the story is I got the loan through the Libby app while I was still in the middle of that book. So then I had to rush through that book to finish it to be able to read this current book and, you know, have the audiobook to go with it. So at times when I can't sit down and flip through pages, I can listen to it, do house chores, all that stuff. Well, I was able to get around to it when I had like 8 or 9 days left of my loan out of 14. And it's a long book, so it's taken me a long time. So I'm only 150 pages in, and I have to return the audiobook format in 6 hours from right now. And that makes me so sad. And I tried to renew it, but because other people are on, like, have the audio format on hold, I can't get it right now. What if I almost want to return it early and see if that just surprises people so much that they just kind of like, oh, wait, no, push this off, push it off, push it off, push it off until it comes back around to me. Because the other thing is I pay for Spotify Premium because I like the 15 hours of audiobooks. A Clash of Kings is not a part of the premium subscription of Spotify. And so I cannot get the audiobook for free. And so I'm just like, I don't want to pay for it because I'm unemployed, which we're going to talk all about that. I don't want to pay for it. And so now I just have to read it. And like, that's fine. I'm okay with just reading it. I've been reading it on and off. But I hate that if I don't have time to sit down and like actually read through the words, I don't get to listen to it and drive on a long road trip, or listen to it while I wash dishes, or listen to it as I do laundry. Like, I just say la vie and put on a podcast instead. The Distract Me Please podcast in particular. Talking about Spotify, we have to go over Spotify Warped because Wrapped. Spotify Wrapped. Ooh, girl, I'm thinking of Warped Tour. We have to go over my Spotify Wrapped results. And I want to talk about it so bad because I think it's so funny. Okay, so I started Spotify in May. I switched over from Apple Music. So this is my first time getting a Spotify Wrapped. And I just want to tell y'all a few of the things. Okay. First things first, I played 3,288 songs this year, but the song that I played over and over and over was a bar song. Oh, can you not fast forward through this? I wanted to tell y'all all of my statistics. I'm like opening the thing again. Yeah, I played a bar song by Shaboozey 50 times. And in fact, I was top 0.05% of listeners globally. And I was just like, does Shaboozey get an email with my name on it is what I really want to know. You know, people were saying that if you are 0.01% listeners, like a part of the 0.01% of listeners for an artist, they should like get an email with your name on it. And I'm like, no, period. Because being like 0.0 anything listener of anyone is crazy. And then the artist that I listen to the most, Ariana Grande. Are we surprised? No, that is my girl. I talk about her all the time on this podcast. If there's anything that I want to do in life, I want to meet Ariana Grande. At a meet and greet, you know, sure, fine. But I think it will just mean so much more if I'm like just walking around minding my business and like, boom, I see her in front of me on the street. Girl. Or like, if for some reason I get invited somewhere because of my podcast and I'm actually like an actual influencer. Don't look at me like that. I know how you girls love to tussle over that word. I don't understand why people are like, oh my God, influencers. I understand like the mistrust of them. They're so paid. Everything's so fake. I get it. But like, influencer, it's just the best word to describe it. Anyways, but because I know how you girls like to tussle. But Ariana Grande, top artist of the year. It said I was top 1%. Was I top 1%? I hate that I can't fast forward through this because this was the whole thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to come on here and like talk about it with y'all because I was like, tee-hee-hee, it's going to be so fun to like share my Spotify results. Did your boost start ringing in your drink down? Oh yeah, that was like another one of my top songs that I listened to over and over and over. Yeah, I was a top 1% fan. I spent 1,968 minutes listening to her. Where's the others? I hate that you can. I'm just gonna keep saying it because I'm trying to show y'all the statistics. Oh, and then Mexican OT was also one of my top artists listening to. And so because he was one of my top artists, I got like a video that Spotify made him record that was like, oh, thank you for like listening to me on your, okay, you know what? This is too much. So I'm just going to tell y'all, oh wait, I posted it on my Snapchat story. I hope it's still there. Wow, this battery is amassing. I just can't speak, huh? That's not a cute photo. And then I saved it. That's not a cute photo. Hold on.
'Tis the season to share the joy with the Instax Mini 40 Instant Camera. With a classic design, you can capture each and every festive moment and print them out on the spot. Make this holiday season unforgettable and gift the Instax Mini 40 Instant Camera. Don't just take, give. Visit instaxus.com to shop.
Sephora's biggest sale of the year is on. Get 20% off the best gifts, including makeup from brands like Rare Beauty.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
20% off skincare from brands like Glow Recipe and Summer Fridays.
These are my fave.
20% off hair care like Way and K18.
I'm obsessed.
And 20% off fragrances like Valentino, Donna, Born, and Roma.
So good.
20% off your purchase. Now through December 15th. Shop now at Sephora and Sephora at Kohl's.
I don't know how to make this photo cute because I opened Snapchat. I now want to take pictures. Okay, wait, that's actually kind of cute. That's cute. That's really cute. Let's check. Not Spotify sent me a message saying my Spotify Wrapped is here. on Snapchat. Have y'all seen that? The ads that people have been posting? Okay, yeah. So a bar song, streamed it 50 times. My top songs is a bar song, Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, Austin by Dasha, Knock Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Are we surprised? No. And Too Sweet by Hosier. And then my top podcast is Literary Debauchery, which if you don't know about Literary Debauchery, it's literally, okay, I kind of liked it. They've had a rebrand. And so before it was called A Court of Theories, and they would literally just have a whole podcast about theories of Sarah J. Maas books and all Sarah J. Maas, like fandom, the world and all that of Sarah J. Maas. And they would also do like other fantasy series. So they would talk about Fourth Wing. They would also introduce me to a lot of books that I've never heard of. So A Fate Inked in Blood, they talked about it. They talked about another book series that I can't think of with like a fun magic system with like rocks and stuff. But now they've transferred it to like a interview style podcast where they basically just get authors and then they just interview them about their books. And I don't like that style. I understand like they needed a rebrand. They wanted something else. They wanted a different way. They had to change it to Literary Debauchery because when Sarah J. Maas was sending out people cease and desist letters for using words like a court of flowers or something like that in any merch that people were making or like anything people were making money off of, they got scared and changed it to Literary Debauchery. But they're such a good podcast and I still love their podcast. I just don't like the interview I just don't like interview podcasts in general. Like if I'm listening to an interview podcast, it's because like I really love this person. So I'm only tuning in because it's their interview. Like anyone who has Ariana Grande on, I'm going to listen to your podcast. But other than that, I'm not going to stick around to watch you interview famous people. Like I'm only going to tune in for the famous people that I know because I want to hear them talk. I just really, 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 really hate interview style podcasts. Just Trish was number 2, but then I stopped listening to her after the whole like, I'm not even going to talk about it, bro. Just Trish was my number 2. I stopped listening to her for a while, but I think I'm going to tune back in. I hate to say, Call Her Daddy. Again, Call Her Daddy used to be my favorite podcast of all time. I used to tune in and day out to every podcast episode, but then yet again, she switched to interviewing celebrities, and I'm just not for me, not a big fan of interview podcasts. And then number 4 is Pretty Basic with Alicia Marie and Remy Cruz, which I'm surprised because I prefer to watch their YouTube videos because I know them as YouTubers. So I'm surprised that I listened to them enough that they made my top podcast. And then my next one is Up First from NPR, which I listen to every day, which is why I'm like, I can't believe I listen to Pretty Basic so much that they made number 4. Up First from NPR, I literally tell my Amazon speaker back there, good morning, and then she reads me the weather, and then she reads me like everything. And then NPR Up First plays because it's all like world news and stuff. Then the other thing that made me laugh was that my top artist was number 1, Ariana Grande. Number 2 is the guy who composed the Game of Thrones soundtrack, because since I read Game of Thrones this year, I'm literally on book 2. Whenever I'm just reading it without the audiobook, I played the soundtrack from the TV show. And so I did that so often, he literally made number 2. Then number 3 was That Mexican OT, 4 Sabrina Carpenter, and 5 was Shabuzi. Are we surprised? No. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that with y'all because I thought it was just like so fun. Okay, and last thing last, before I get off of here and like let y'all go about y'all's beautiful, wonderful day, last thing I wanted to talk about is, so this podcast is meant to be for like a fun little like break from the world, but also let's talk about the realities of people my age. I turned 25 in 10 days. My frontal lobe is about to finish developing. Everyone say a prayer for me or clap for me. I don't know, but a girl is in distress, but yet a girl is having fun. But basically, fresh out of college with a bachelor's degree, and I've been trying to get into the marketing world. I really want, my 9 to 5 to be in marketing, with my 5 to 9 being podcasting. I really enjoy this world. Content creation, entertainment. I love it so much. So I want to step into that field. But if you've been job searching at all recently, job searching has turned into dating, like dating apps. You swipe right on a bunch of people and you do it so much, it just becomes a numbers game. And sooner or later, like you kind of click with someone, right? job searching has turned into that too. Basically, you put in so many applications and sooner or later, like one of the hundreds that you sent will work out. So it's a lot of rejection. It's a lot of nothing. It's computers going through your resume first. It's been horrible. And so I feel like we are peak. So many times when I was younger, I would always hear people say, sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I think we are peak in who you know versus what you know, I guess, era of job searching, because it's literally turned into dating. And it truly is, because now every application has to be put online. So everyone job searches online, that people, like when a job is posted, so many applications come in because so many people found the job online. And so it really has become dating, where it's like, okay, I tell this story all the time because I can't believe it. I applied for a job through A&M's website, got the interview, and as I'm talking to the girl in the interview, she was telling me that she got over 300 applications for that one job. So imagine 300 people. You're one of 300. The chances of you getting the job is low. In fact, the current statistic, I believe, is that for every job you apply to, you have a 3% chance of getting a job. And so the way that I've been trying to do that is by networking. It has been the one thing that has helped me. For me, I just went on findinaggie.com, and that's where I started, because I am an Aggie. Aggie ring is on. Ooh, girl, this light is so bright. You can't even see the ring. And oh my God, I don't know how camera angles work. But I got the Aggie ring on. And so that's where I started. But it's led me to a lot of non-Aggies. I literally would just go in there and be like, people in marketing, like type in marketing as a keyword. And anyone who's an Aggie registered under like working in marketing as their job, I would go through, I would click them, email them, and I would email so many people. And then I would get, a few responses, talk to them. They would lead me to other people, which all led me to this, which I think is a step for anyone who doesn't have a resource like that, which I think is the best one. It has led me to today. I am going to my first like mixer for an organization. So basically there's a lot of marketing groups here. I almost said in America, in Texas, like, just like, that's all it is. It's just a lot of marketing organizations and groups of people who have very high marketing positions who just wanted like a little group as a hobby, I guess, as a way to network, meet other people, because, heavy on the who you know, not what you know. You can have an amazing career. You can literally be a CMO, but like, girl, if you don't have anyone else to talk to help you expand your job and expand your talents, you are not going nowhere, because the job application and the resumes just don't do it anymore in our current time in job searching. And so, for example, if you want to be, I don't know, let me think of something. If you want to be an architect, literally Google any architecture groups, like top architecture groups in your state, in your city, and they always have events, because that's what's happening tonight. There's a mixer for one of the organizations. Like, for example, there's a group here in Houston called like Women in Business or something like that. And it's just a bunch of entrepreneurs who own their business or work in like the business like field, and they meet every once in a while, at bars, mixers, this and that, and you get to network. So today is my first like actual outside of A&M networking event, and like I'm actually just going to be networking with people who just are in this field and not Aggies, and I'm so nervous. I'm like so nervous and excited, and it's been the best thing that has helped me, because I've officially put in, and I do keep track, I have a whole spreadsheet of like every job I've ever applied to. So I've officially put over 100 applications, and I've only had, I want to say 4 interviews, but only one of them was legit. And by legit, no, I would say more like 5 or 6 interviews. But when I say legit, I mean the other ones were like, how do I put this? They felt like very pyramid scheme-esque, but they were more, that's just like their business setup. So basically I would only be working for commissions. They would want me to come in, have a list of people that I would be able to cold call, and friends and family, and just try to sell them my services through the company that I would be working for, like basically insurance and stuff like that. Just like, yes, and basically be my own entrepreneur in that sense. And I was like, I thought this was a sales job. And they're like, yeah, it is, but you don't get benefits. You don't get paid. You don't get paid. You only get paid for every sale that you make. So I hope you have a list of people and a list of communities, and we'll like help you set up community events. Will like there'll be someone there to mentor you along the way and stuff like that. And I was like, this is not a job. This is a pyramid scheme. It was giving Avon, it was giving Mary Kay, and these companies are allowed to persist because basically the difference between an MLM and a pyramid scheme is that in a pyramid scheme, the majority of the income comes from bringing other people in under you and having them pay like $500 for a bunch of product and then them going off to sale. That's how you make them. In a pyramid scheme, a majority of the income comes from bringing other people in. And an MLM, a majority of your money has to come from selling products. And it's not necessarily that you make a lot of money selling products. It's just that based off of their business structure, it is more beneficial to sell a lot of products versus it being more beneficial and more of a financially good choice to bring other people in under you. That's the only difference. And so MLMs are legal pyramid schemes. And I didn't realize how many businesses in America were MLMs until, I started getting interviewed. And once they started selling the job to me, I was like, this is a red flag. You're trying to promote your company to me. And I'm not talking about in the like, oh, can you like, what's your favorite thing about this company? And then they just, well, let me tell you, like, this is so amazing. I'm talking about, I like answered that phone call, answered that Zoom call. And it was, well, let me tell you, we are such a great, amazing company. We do this, 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 and this. And I love this. And we do this and we do this. And you would be such a great fit. Oh my God, you're so amazing. You're so wonderful. You're so talented. Oh my God, I can't wait. And I'm just like, first of all, if you want a ego booster, apply for one of these jobs. You're about to get hit with the nicest compliments you have ever heard in your life. They're going to start saying things to you that you have even told yourself. You're amazing. You're great. You're so aspirational. I want to be you one day. Girl, yes, you do. Yes, I am. Thank you. Let me tell you, ego booster. But I've only had one that was like an actual like 9 to 5 with the salary, with benefits and all that. And so yeah, out of 100-something jobs, it feels like I've only had one interview and like, then I got ghosted. RIP that job. I was really excited because like part of their marketing stuff was like they had a podcast that I would be working on basically. And I was like, I can do this for you, girly. I'm podcaster right here. And then she ghosted me. I'm still waiting on you, girl. I still love you. It's been like a month, but I still love you. And I'll still be here for you. And I'll still wait for you because you're still in my heart. But anyways, yeah, so I'm going to this marketing event and hopefully everything works out. And I'm really scared. So everybody pray for me. Right now in the comments, drop all sweet words. Okay, you know what my favorite thing about podcasting has been recently? It's the fact that people of... I don't even know if it's younger generations or brain rot TikTok, because a lot of the like young slang terms, because I'm Gen Z, right? Like I know I'm about to be 25 and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like a part of the youngins anymore. But in terms of slang, like, yeah, I still use a lot of slang terms. Like I've used Riz unironically. I've used, what's another one? No cap unironically. I've used type-ish unironically. Like, I still talk a lot of those slang terms. But my favorite comments have been people who will legit comment on my stuff and be like, damn, this shit is, ooh, I did not mean to cuss. I am not editing it out. But people who have commented like, oh, this is so Sigma, bro, so Sigma. And I was just like, Auntie don't know what that means anymore, baby. What does that mean? So then I had to go and Google it, and I found out Sigma is good, question mark. I thought Sigma was bad, but Sigma is not bad. Apparently Sigma's good. And I was like, oh my God. I'm at that age, but it's weird because it's like a few terms, right? Like skibbity toilet. I've seen the video. I understood where their meme came from. So when I heard people say skibbity toilet, I was like, oh, that's so funny. It's from that video. Like it absolutely means nothing. But like the Sigma is where I get lost. I'm not on that side of the internet. When people are like drop an L in the chat, yeah, like I know all that stuff because I'm still like online and I still see the videos. But like when I get comments like that, I'm just like, Auntie's too old for this, sweetheart. Explain it to me like I'm 5. Auntie don't understand this baby. But yeah, that was funny. So those have been some of my favorite comments. So like, if you can just drop, she made it. I made that shot because I'm a basketball player. The only sport I've ever done in my life is dance. That's a lie. I actually played soccer when I was a kid. I was only good at being a goalie, and I enjoyed being a goalie because I didn't have to run around the field. And then my coach was like, I need to see you running around the field. I need to see you muddy before I can pull you back on the sideline. So then I jumped in a bunch of muddy puddles, and then I came back and went, I'm muddy. Can I sit down now? Keep in mind, I was like 6. And I will never forget that, because to this day, I'm like, that just defines me. When I don't want to do something, I don't want to do it. I don't enjoy sports. The only sports I enjoy would be like, I wanted to be in gymnastics. I love dance. I didn't necessarily do cheer, but like I did cheer dance routines, if that makes sense. Like the actual like, like when I was in 2nd grade, like it wasn't pom, because pom and dance is basically doing a dance routine with poms, but like, no, they were actual cheers, like had to wear a cheerleader uniform and everything. But it was like being a cheerleader for the dance studio. Ugh, I miss it. But yeah, those are the kind of sports I like. If I can put on makeup and look glam, that's my kind of sport. Like ice skating, sign me up, because I'm just looking pretty out there and doing really cool things. Basketball, no. And I know them girls be going out there on that court with bust downs and like makeup done, lashes. Y'all look so damn good. But to me, you are still running around aimlessly. And I know it's not aimlessly. I know y'all are still running for a ball. And it's not even that I'm a sports hater. I'm just more of I'd rather sit here and watch y'all play basketball type of person. I'd rather sit here and watch y'all play soccer. I'd rather sit here and watch y'all play football. I ain't nobody putting me on no field, no court, no nothing. But get me on a little dance floor with some jazz shoes, or even the little half-C. Oh, I forgot what they're called. I know there's ones that they're literally called like footsies, or like foot underwear, because it looks like underwear for your feet for dancers, because a lot of dances like lyricals and stuff, you have to be barefoot. Sign me up. Hip hop, put me in some sneakers, some sweatpants. Oh, I will bust a move for you on a dance floor. But yeah, past that, not doing it. Okay, I think I'm tired of hearing myself talk now. My mouth is dry. Y'all want to know something funny? I typically do Podmas, where I try to like record a podcast every day and like have one posted for December, kind of like Vlogmas, because, you know, YouTube and whatnot. Tell me why I forgot December came up. Suddenly it was December 1st and I was like, Podmas. And then I like didn't do it. And now it's December 5th. And my cousin Ben was like, Brianna, just catch up. Just make a little funny like YouTube videos basically every day. Just like hopping on, just being like, excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And like that would be the podcast episode, which I've done before. And sometimes those are my favorite, because I just think they're funny. I just love when like, when influencers kind of post videos like that, where they just hop on, they're like, this is a check-in. I don't know what I'm doing. How are y'all feeling? How are y'all doing? Okay, peace and blessings. Bye. I love those videos because it's just so unscripted. It's just so random and it's so funny. I'll do more of those videos later in the future because I think they're funny, along with actual like podcast videos. But I was like, I can't do that for Vlogmas. I'm so unprepared. I'm not doing it. So anyways, that's all for now. Peace and blessings. Socials, they're typically in the show notes, but I took all my socials off. I'm trying to do a complete rebrand of social media because I've decided I want personal accounts for myself, which are the accounts that I've had for a while, where whoever's following me right now, they get to follow those. I mean, in the future, they're all private. I might let y'all follow them or whatnot because I just want to be unhinged on social media, but I need a 9 to 5. So like I can't be unhinged publicly, but my Threads is public. My Blue Sky account is public. Oh my God, the video went out. My Blue Sky account is public, and those are both Podcast Girly. My Goodreads is public, Podcast Girly. I'm Podcast Girly everywhere. So if you really want to find me, you can put in effort to find me. But in the meantime, I need to make a new TikTok account. I want to make a new Instagram account, and that's how I'm just basically going to post for y'all, is on a new account with an actual public profile. But in the meantime, nah, I want my personal space. I need my personal space from y'all. And it's not even like that. It's not even from y'all. I just need personal space from like employers and stuff, you know. I just want to be completely unhinged. I want to say a bunch of curse words and like not have someone be like, do y'all see the way Brianna be talking online? Like if I take a picture with next to like a hookah, what are they called? I don't even know what they're called, but like a hookah setup on, and I'm like looking cute. I don't even smoke. I can't smoke. I'm on medication that says absolutely zero smoking or else I'll get a pulmonary embolism. So I'm not allowed to smoke at all. But like, I think the hookah setups are cute. So if someone's next to me and I'm like wanting to take a picture next to the hookah because I'm like, this is so cute, and I post it online, I don't want to come into work with people talking about some, Brianna, I saw you sitting next to a hookah. Do you think that's appropriate? You know what? No, Jerry, I don't think it's appropriate. Thank you for bringing it up to me. I now have to go delete that off my social media. And so I just officially had to make everything private. I want to be like, some of my favorite pictures are posing in a club bathroom because it's always neon lights and pretty. Some of them, not all of them. And so I have a lot of pictures of like literally me in the bathroom at a party. And I'm just like, I don't want people to question me, especially when that's a majority of my social media and like funny memes and book memes. I love posting a good book meme, but like, I don't need no one questioning like, Brianna, what are you talking about when you're saying like wingspan matters? Like, and you said it has to do something with bat boys. Are you really into bats? You know what? Don't question me, okay? If you don't understand the wingspan of an Illyrian. Oh, girl, why am I struggling with this word right now? If you do not understand the wingspan of an Illyrian warrior, don't talk to me. Don't question my social media. So that's my long-winded way of saying y'all will get social soon, but not right now because a girl has to get her done. Anyways, I'm just a baby. No, I'm not. I'm a grown woman with a boss attitude. Okay, I'm gonna go edit this video now. I love y'all so much. Tune in next week. I now officially have a full-blown schedule and a very strict schedule with posting and editing and recording. So podcast episodes every Friday and Thursday, I believe. Nope, Friday and Wednesday. So peace and blessings.